Fancy Nancy, Bonjour Butterfly, written by Jane O'Connor, illustrated by Robin Priest-Glasser. Don't you think butterflies are exquisite? Exquisite is even fancier than beautiful. Whenever my friend Brie and I see one, we say, Bonjour, that's French for hello. Do butterflies understand French, my dad asks. Maybe, I tell him. Brie's birthday party is soon. Everything will look like butterflies, even the cake. I show her how to turn the bees into butterflies on the invitation. You're so lucky your name begins with B, I tell her. RSVP is short for Respondez s'il vous plaît. That's French for please reply. I am going as an azure butterfly. My wings are bright blue and what's that fancy word for shiny? Oh yes, iridescent. Brie's party is this Saturday. I can't wait. Oh no, cries my mom. I totally forgot. Then she says I can't go. My grandparents' anniversary party is the same day. Mom says Brie's birthday is special, but being married for 50 years, that's exceptional. That's extraordinary. If my mother thinks using fancy words will make me feel better, she's wrong. When I tell Brie I can't come, she is heartbroken. For the next 2 days, I scowl and I sulk and storm around the house. Mad is way too plain for how I feel. I am furious. On the train, the only person I talk to is Maribel. We mostly speak in French. So there she's talking to her doll, Maribel. I perk up a little at the station. My grandparents are so thrilled to see me. Grandpa says it wouldn't be a party without our glamorous granddaughter. I must say, the City Squire Motel is quite elegant. That's a fancy word for fancy. I curtsy to everyone. There is a candy machine in the hall and an automatic ice dispenser. In the bathroom are little bottles of bath gel and shampoo and cream. Ooh la la, it's like being at a beauty spa. There she is, using all the stuff. At the party, I have so much fun, I forget to be furious. Grandpa teaches me the cha-cha. So there she's doing the cha-cha with your grandpa. Waiters bring out tiny hot dogs on silver platters. Delicious, darling, I tell my sister. You must try one. Later, I whisper, I'm sorry for the way I behaved. I am ecstatic to be here. It really is an extraordinary night. The next morning, my mother wakes me up. Grandma says the zoo here has a butterfly garden. Do you want to go? Oui, oui, oui. That's French for yes, yes, yes. My grandparents meet us at the zoo. Those are monarch butterflies on your tie, I tell Grandpa. My, you know a lot about butterflies, he says. Yes, I admit, I am practically an expert. So there's the Grandpa's tie with butterflies on it. The butterfly garden is gorgeous. Gorgeous is also fancier than beautiful. I can't wait to tell Brie about it. Suddenly, a little blue butterfly flits forward toward me. An azure butterfly. All butterflies are special, but this one is extraordinary. Bonjour, I say. So there's the little butterfly coming to her. And there's a whole bunch. You know what? I am nearly positive butterflies understand French. All right, so we are going to make our own picture of a butterfly. So you can do this same technique with any design or picture that you want. So you don't have to do a butterfly. You could just do like a abstract picture with your glue. So we're going to start out with a piece of craft foam. So you do need to use something thicker, so it either needs to be cardboard or thick paper, and I'm going to use craft foam today. If you use thinner paper, the glue and the water is going to saturate the paper and it's going to just end up falling apart. It's going to be too wet. So you need something that's able to hold quite an amount of glue and water. So I'm just going to use regular white glue, and I'm going to get that coming out of my, so I'm going to get that all shake it down so the glue's all down into the bottom. And you're going to start making your butterfly. So I'm going to start with the center of my butterfly, and then I'm going to shape the wings. So you can do the wings however you like. You can do them rounded or jagged. And I'm going to make a big, huge butterfly. So you can make the wings whatever shape you like. And then what you need to do is put some design on the wings. And this is so that when you're doing your technique, that the color blends. So you want to make sure there's some sections that have crisscrossed lines. That's what's going to make the color sort of blend and look really unique. So we're going to go ahead and make some lines all over the other side. Okay, so then I'm going to give my butterfly some antennas, and then through the center I'm going to make a little pattern so that it can have some color as well. And you want your glue to overlap. So that's my butterfly. So on this one I did a little more of a rounded wings, and I did some swirls and X's. And on this one I kind of just did a crisscross pattern. So I have some containers here, and I'm just going to pour a teeny bit of water in each of those. And that's so that I can dilute my food coloring a little bit. So I have 4 colors of food coloring. Of course, if you have more colors at home, you can use more. You could probably also use icing dye, which will give you some nice vibrant colors as well. So you can buy different types of food coloring. You can buy the fluorescents. I just have the 4 plain colors. And I'm just putting 1 drop of each color. So I know from experience, if you try to use the food coloring without mixing it with a little bit of water, it's just a little bit too thick and it doesn't want to spread onto your paper or onto your glue design. So the next step that we need to do, now that we have all our water ready, is we need to cover all of our glued area with salt. So I have a box of salt here, but I also have some that I've recycled from the last time that I did this craft. So you shake it on top of your picture, and you need to make sure that every part of your picture is covered with salt. And so you are going to need quite a bit of salt. And I'm just going to take my picture and I'm going to shake the salt around to evenly coat everywhere where I put some glue. So it's going to be best if you have some kind of a box or a container to save all your extra salt, and then you can pour it back in your bag and you can keep reusing it over and over. And so this is what it looks like once you've put your salt onto your glue. And so my next step is to use a little pipette or whatever you want to call this, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the color and I'm going to move it around on my picture So I'm going to add some yellow in lots of different spots. And you want to make sure that you get some of your spots where your lines crisscross, because that's when you're going to get the nice mixing of the colors. So I'm just going to clean that out, and I'm going to move on to my next color. So I'm just going to go ahead, and you can kind of see right away, you can see the colors bleed onto the other colors, which is what you want. You want to add. So I'm going to keep doing that with all my colors, and I'm going to cover up my whole entire picture with all the colors I have here. So if you don't have the little pipettes from the craft store, you can use like an old medicine dropper or a measuring thing that sometimes you get from the pharmacy when you measure out children's medicine. You could use that as well. It just gives you like a nicer, clean way to dab your colors on. And so here I'm going to go ahead and do my last color, and I'm going to go over every spot that I see might not have quite enough color on it. And I'm going to add those. All right. So now I look at my picture and it's completely covered. So you can see right here and right here, I didn't have enough salt on my glue, so that piece is not picking up color. So that's just a little tip. When you're doing your salt, you need to be really sure that you've covered the whole thing with salt. So when it dries, this is what it looks like. And so as it dries, the colors kind of fade a little bit. So you want to make them as vibrant as possible on your picture. So you need to lay that flat and let the salt soak in all of the moisture. And this is what your finished product will look like.